guys. We are currently live here. Just don't mind me a second. Okay. Just basically, I was checking to see if the latest update came out from the Storm Prediction Center, just to show you guys. It seems to have come in, and they stuck with the enhanced risk. If you're watching us on our other live stream, we're waiting to see, and I was betting they were going to go with moderate risk, but they kept it with an enhanced risk. It took a little while for them to bring it out, so I'm guessing they were kind of debating it. And so right now, we're going to keep things the way they are for our forecast overall. It's looking like today may be a fairly significant day, so waste no time. We're going to jump right into it here for you guys. And I'm just going to bring up our forecast for today here. Alright, so we have a fairly significant day possible. The strongest storms may drop up to 3-inch hail anywhere here in the purple region. So I'm saying Joplin, Springfield, Fayetteville, Hot Springs, Little Rock, Texarkana, even down towards Shreveport. Any storms that do form, they'll be discrete supercells. They'll form probably about after 2 o'clock this afternoon and race to the northeast, so far eastern Oklahoma and eastern Texas. Then race off to the northeast, and they can drop, any of the strongest storms can drop into 3-inch size hail, and strong tornadoes are possible. And the main supercell threat is all possible anywhere after 3 o'clock today through the evening hours. So by the time things wind down about 10 o'clock tonight, they should be about here past our orange swath, and will just a line of storms and resetting for the potential for a very significant outbreak tomorrow as well. The Kansas City area has a chance of seeing some storms as well. They won't be anywhere near as intense as the storms that happen down further south, but they're the low pressure center that is moving through the region that is causing all of this disturbance may pop up some thunderstorms just south of the city, and they'll move due north into Kansas City. Possibly have a 10% chance of that happening. Any storms that do that have the potential of seeing up to golf ball size hail. 40% chance we have that for Little Rock, but it's also for Fayetteville and for Joplin. We just didn't really have the room to put it in there without it looking super messy. The 20% I mentioned in our other forecast, it's probably more close to a 30% chance for Springfield, not necessarily for baseball size hail, but for just the severe hail in general. Same for down in Shreveport. I have it at 20%, most likely a 30% right now across the area. Down in the Houston area, I have a 5%, and that is continuing to decrease as there's lots of showers and storms just kind of hanging out in the Houston area right now, and that's really killing any possibility for any significant instability happening in the Houston area later on today. So that 5% is slowly decreasing closer to 0. Overall, today looks like it's going to be a potential for a pretty potent day. I should probably have the comments on here. And if anyone has any comments or questions, feel free to make them in the comments section off to on the side of the screen here, and I will try to answer them when I get the chance to. Alright guys, I'm going to move forward to now on to the 5-day. And we're starting with Thursday. It's my first 70% that we've done since we started doing these live streams. And it's mainly because it looks like that the Thursday could be a very significant day. We already have a moderate risk out for storms. I would not be completely shocked, depending on how today goes, if they decide to pull the trigger on a high risk for tomorrow. And the main areas of concern are Memphis, Nashville, northern Mississippi, all the way down to about Jackson, the potential over towards the Huntsville, Alabama area, further north to Paducah, and to Evansville, Indiana. You all are at the most significant chance of seeing big-time hail, big-time supercells, up to baseball-size hail possible with that. And everywhere here in the yellow, all have a chance of seeing storms. There's even the outside chance the far southern suburbs of Chicago could even see storms tomorrow, but I didn't include in there. There was only one outlying model run that had that. Otherwise, the risk for hail in general extends from about Indianapolis and Springfield, Illinois, to Cincinnati, all of Kentucky, almost all of Tennessee, most of Alabama, and all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, down by New Orleans. And those storms should start fairly early in the day and extend through the evening into the overnight hours. Got a little technical difficulty here. There we go. Now we have Friday. Friday has the potential of seeing some storms across the Carolinas. I've taken Atlanta out of the risk. Unfortunately, it looks like Atlanta will be too far to the west for storms to happen. And I only have a 45% chance for Friday, mainly because there's the potential that the storm system that's moving through this week, it may move a little too quickly for proper diurnal heating to occur for storms to happen in the Carolinas. But right now, I'm fairly certain there will be storms in North Carolina, so I have the significant risk. And any supercells that do form have the potential to drop up to tennis ball size hail. Saturday, things reset for Oklahoma and Texas. We have potential for storms pretty much anywhere along. We have the dry line. Looks like it'll set up right by Wichita Falls up through about Elk City. Potential that may move west a little bit further, but as of right now, it looks like that's where the dry line is going to be. So it puts Oklahoma City and Dallas. Dallas has a much more outside chance than Oklahoma City does. Oklahoma City may see some storms on Saturday. Any supercells that do form have the potential to drop to baseball-size hail. We're at a 40% right now, mainly because it's unsure of whether or not the storm modes will be messy or if they'll be nice discrete supercells, and whether or not they form. We could have the dry line way back here, so that could really mitigate the chances of the I-35 corridor. But we're far enough out where things will change, and we will be updating you guys about that through the remainder of this week. Going to Sunday, confidence continues to decrease. The computer models we use to forecast are really diverging. They're all over the place for Sunday. But the one area I can highlight, it looks like that's Houston's best chance of seeing some big storms on Sunday afternoon and possibly across the north central parts of Louisiana and as far east as Jackson. And right now, as we're seeing, any storms that do form have that potential of up to tennis ball size hail. But again, our confidence is fairly low. So we will fine tune this and get a better idea of what is going to happen on Sunday as we get a little bit closer. And finally, we have Monday. The confidence continues to be low, mainly because we have low confidence on Sunday, and whatever happens on Sunday will affect Monday. So it's the only day in our 5-day that has under tennis ball size hail possible. We have a 2-inch size hail possible and a 30% chance, and that's right now. It's looking like the deep south. So Atlanta may have your chance on Monday. But otherwise, the entire Southeast pretty much has to keep an eye out, or anywhere pretty much south of Virginia, Kentucky, the St. Louis area, and about halfway through Kansas. You guys are under the gun for the remainder of the week, and then going into next week as well, as this pattern just continues to pump out big-time troughs that cause lots of storms that happen across the area. One little fun fact that we happen to have is we had in the office, we had a little bet going to see who could predict the amount of hail how many hail reports have between the 21st of March and through the end of the month on Friday. If we managed to get 710 reports, we would be breaking the record set in 2012 for the busiest first 3 months of the year. And so far, we only have one person left who predicted high enough. We're closing in on 600 reports since the 21st. And Frank is the only one who said over 600 reports, so it's very possible we're going to break the record and we'll have a record active first 3 months of the year going into the heart of storm season, which is April, May, and June. So that'll be very interesting. If anybody has any questions, feel free to enter them into the comment section. Doesn't even have to be when we're doing this live. This should be set to replay. So if you come into the Live Weather Center and you hit play, it should play this from earlier. So right now, it's 12:02 p.m. Central Time. As I'm doing this, we'll be doing live updates throughout the remainder of the day when there are storms occurring. We may do a couple on Facebook as well, but you will get the text alerts for when they happen regardless. I don't see any questions coming in, so I think I'm going to wrap this up here, guys. Again, we have a pretty active period continuing. I sound like a broken record about the activity, and I'll just constantly active through foreseeable future. But that's a good thing, guys. So hopefully the places that you want to get hit will get hit in the coming weeks. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'm Meteorologist John Choquette.